welcome to Historical Airsoft. Today we're going to be taking a look at Fireforce Venture's Rhodesian Brushstroke combat uniform. Before we get started, I'd just like to give a massive thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel. We've made it to 100 subscribers as of the day of recording this, and we've been making videos for about 2 months now, so yeah, super great. I'm super happy. Couldn't have done it without you guys. Unfortunately, this product was pre-order only. I made the pre-order in early December of 2018 and just got here over the last weekend. So unfortunately this is not currently in the Fireforce Ventures inventory, so you cannot go and order it. However, I just thought I'd review it because it's, again, very possible that Fireforce Ventures will release these to be for sale permanently in the future. For those of you who do not know, Fireforce Ventures is a small military surplus company based up in Alberta in Canada. They're really awesome, great customer service, great guys. They focus specifically on Cold War era surplus, as well as especially the Rhodesian stuff, which they have made, which is super popular. So again, that's where I got a lot of my East German communist stuff, and I plan on getting other surplus from there in the future just to help them out. So I'll leave a link to their website down in the description, and I really encourage you guys to go check them out. So let's go over the basic history of this pattern. So the year's 1965, Rhodesia had just declared its independence. The guerrilla movement trying to just take down the Rhodesian government was becoming bigger and bigger, and it was after the Battle of Sonoya, the first direct confrontation between Rhodesian security forces and the guerrilla forces. I don't remember if it was the Chinese backed or the Russian backed for this one, but the government realized that they needed some kind of camouflage pattern, some kind of camouflage uniform that was different than the khaki drill uniforms that they had been issued. Well, they were still part of the, British Commonwealth. They still considered themselves, but, it is a big mess that I don't really want to go into right now. So, a company called David Whitehall Textiles, one of their designers, came up with the pattern, and pretty quickly it became the standard camouflage pattern and the standard uniform for the Rhodesian security forces for all of its existence until 1980. And a pattern very similar to it, with slight differences, was adopted by the Zimbabwean National Army and is still used by them. And the Pakistanis have their own kind of knockoff version, which looks kind of shitty, which is called Pakistani Brushstroke. Alright, so let's go over this thing. So this, of course, is not the original cut of the uniforms. This is common. You'll see these combat shirts. Often people playing airsoft, militaries are starting to adopt them or look into options with them. So this is by no means close to what the Rhodesian security forces would be wearing, besides the camouflage pattern itself. Fireforce Ventures has hinted to the idea that they might release an original cut uniform reproduction, which would be super cool. Starting with the collar, we have a little tag in here. No labels, no brand name or anything on it. The zippers are extremely good quality. I love the way that they feel. The collar's a bit stiff. When I put it back on and show you, I'm not a big fan of how it zips all the way up and it looks like it's supposed to be popped up. I'm not a big fan of that. It doesn't really look that great. Doesn't seem like it would serve much of a function, for me at least. So the more breathable material carries out until right under here in the armpit or the underarm, which I really like. Some combat shirts, the actual ripstop material will stop right here at the sleeve, which I'm not a huge fan of. I really like the way that it carries out over the top of the shoulder on this uniform. I really, really like that. And the way it goes under, I'm sure that on a hot day when I'm actually wearing this out, it'll treat me super well. On both sleeves, they have Velcro section and a little pocket. Kind of hard to do with one hand. I really, really like this Velcro. It's really crisp and nice, for the pocket itself, opening and closing the pocket. The design, the cut of the pocket, I really like, and of course it's got Velcro on the outside so you can throw on patches. That's a Titan Power. They make all the batteries that I use in my guns. I was probably going to talk about their batteries in the future. So, you've got tons of places where you can throw on patches, so that's always super cool. Each sleeve also has an insert where you can put in an elbow pad. I personally don't plan on doing this. I don't own any elbow pads to put in there, and I don't plan on getting any, but that's definitely a cool option for anyone who wants to do that, but it doesn't get in the way if you don't plan on doing it like I do. There's no place on the pants on the knees for doing that, which some people didn't like, I heard, but personally I'm fine with it because, again, I never really intended on putting any knee pads in there. The sleeves have Velcro, so you can adjust it, make it tighter up on your wrist, or you can have it more open for ventilation or circulation, whatever you want to call it. So overall, I really am a huge fan of the way they did this shirt. I wouldn't do anything differently except maybe the collar. I am no expert on that sort of thing, so again, I'm not sure what could have been done differently. That might have been the only option. That might have been the best option, so I'm not really sure. So at the top of the pants, they have this really, really nice button. It's made of metal. I don't know what kind of metal it is. I wish I could tell you, but it is solid. It's not going anywhere. I really like it. Again, the zipper on front feels great. It's extremely smooth, but it doesn't feel like it's going to move at all if you don't want it to move. So I'm a huge fan of that. On one of these belt loops, they have a little triangular piece of plastic. I'm not sure what it could be used for, except maybe something to stick a Leatherman onto. This is hard to do one-handed, but you get the basic idea. So maybe you could do that and then stick it in the pocket, something like that. But I definitely think that could be useful at some point. So right under those pockets that are just where like pockets would be if you're wearing jeans, they have these cargo pockets, which are quite a bit higher than most cargo pockets on most pants. But I am not, doesn't seem to bother me at all. These also have one piece of Velcro, and then that is just stuck right there, so nothing really could fall out. And there's still a pen in there from earlier today. And then they also have, again, great feeling zipper. In here, separating, these are separated by this breathable fabric right here. So maybe if you have something little that you want to stick in there and you don't want to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, it's going to do you completely well. And the same thing is on the other side. So I'm a huge fan of these pockets. Coming down the pants, everything is pretty normal. Nothing out of the ordinary. These feel great. At the bottom, the cut is a little bit different. Instead of having it just go straight, it comes down at an angle to maybe cover the back of a boot or a shoe or whatever you're wearing. I haven't worn these out in the field doing anything with them yet, so I'm not really sure what kind of effect it would make, but definitely seems like a cool design. And then coming onto the back of the pants, you have this elastic. This is the small size. I'm a really, really skinny guy, so in the end I still needed to wear a belt, but maybe if you, this could help cinch things up for you if these fit you perfectly and you don't need to wear a belt. So on the left-hand back pocket, you have just a normal back pocket, which again has this really nice material in there, and it also has another little smaller pocket for you to maybe stick like a knife or something in. And then the other side has the same great material, but it doesn't have the smaller pocket on the inside. But great pockets. I really, really am completely satisfied with these pants. So I mentioned this earlier about the collar. I just thought I'd show it off. So again, the zipper feels really nice to go. So I mentioned this earlier about the collar. About how it'll zip all the way up. Right now I have it zipped all the way down, but it's possible to pull the collar up like this, and then it'll go zip all the way up, and I think it just looks funky and weird. I would never wear it like this. I'm sure it has some kind of purpose, maybe for someone who has a bigger, wider neck or something, or if it was cut a little bit differently, I'm not sure. But that's the only real complaint I have. But when it's unzipped, it looks completely fine, and it feels completely fine to me. Thank you all again so much for watching, and thanks for getting us to 100 subscribers. Here's to the next 100. Let's keep going. We definitely can plan on continuing to make content. We've got new stuff coming down the line. We're going to be talking a lot about Vietnam coming up, Vietnam guns. We're going to be talking about more Rhodesian themed stuff. Of course, Unteroffizier Janish is going to talk more about the World War II stuff, as well as me. So we've got tons of stuff coming for you guys. Be on the lookout. Thank you so much for watching.